Morning guys, Mike here. Thanks for stopping by and supporting the channel once again. So today's video and vlog is going to be about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm taking my son, it's a time that I get to kind of play fight with my son really, I suppose, and have a laugh, and we can practice some stuff together, and it's just a nice bit of kind of father-son time for me anyway. We're going to head up there now. I'll park there, sir. I must be on time. Geez, student parking, always a student in the game. Right, baby, let's go. Right, you're going to get sweaty, inevitably. But there's something nice about rolling with something that smells nice, so tip number one. So me and my son are about to start here, and I give it the old look over there. Yeah, you can't fall for that one, boy. Schoolboy error, unlucky. So yeah, we've started the little roll. Went for a gentle double leg because I was stitching him up, but he should have known better. Should have known his dad likes to cheat. And we start to play fight. Rules of the game are you're not actually trying to hurt each other. It's the first minute of the roll. You want to go light. We haven't really done a warm up anyway, so we're just doing a bit of flow in. And even throughout the roll, we stop a lot of time. I'm just giving him some tips. Great opportunity to try and help your son improve as well. Here I'm telling him as he should do the sweep. Be mindful of where I'm basing, because there's a gap for him to then come back and do a triangle. So I'm asking him, he's a bit confused the way I'm asking him to put his arm. I'm saying after you do the hip bump sweep, as I base my arm out, come back right there and put your leg up to lock up the triangle, which is a nasty choke. So I do a little bridge to pop my right hand out for the underhook and then use that to battle up. And I think he was a bit confused, like, how did he get out there? So I used this opportunity to tell him, do you know what I did there? He's like, no. He's like, come back. He didn't like, he thought I was trying to cheat him out or something, but then I go on to explain exactly what I'm doing. So I'm trying to lock up his feet here. He does a spinner Rooney, gets out. And then I'm playing casual, and then, whoopsie! Caught him off guard. I found that one quite funny. I think it might have annoyed him a bit, so it was a cheeky one. Leads me on to something that's kind of a little bit controversial actually. I was a very naughty child, I suppose another way to say it, I was quite a naughty child, had a bad upbringing, etc. Dad was in and out of prison, and at one point when I was around, I think I must be like 11ish, my dad came back very briefly to live with my mum, and I was giving him some back chat, and I remember thinking, like, you ain't been around, you don't know better than me. And I kind of got to that young teenage age where I felt like I knew everything, always wanted to challenge him, like, oh, you're not right. And I remember it annoying him at the time, and I remember as a kid just really thinking that I knew best. And I suppose lots of fathers and maybe teenagers can relate to this. And I remember I gave my dad back chat, loads of back chat actually. I was being quite cocky. And I remember he said, you carry on, I'm going to put you across my knee. And I remember laughing and thinking, shut up, I'm well too old for that. And I carried on, and he walloped me on the backside. I remember specifically, it didn't hurt so much, but it was the brute force I felt of a man, and I was still a boy. And I'm not suggesting for 1 second we smack our children, although I did need taking down a peg or two, and it kind of worked. Now, this is where I big up Jiu-Jitsu massively. So, ultimately, there is a stage in a man's life where you kind of become granddad and your son kind of becomes the dad. And there's a couple of ways you can look at it. If an attacker was coming in, I know in this stage of my life, I'm the first man to go and meet that intruder. Where there will become a day where actually my son will take that from the household. He kind of will essentially become the man of the house, although obviously he'd always respect his dad, as you know, but then becomes granddad. I find that Jiu-Jitsu just allows you to understand who the physical stronger person is, and I feel there's There's loads of benefits of that, if that makes sense.
I can't, because I'm like, I don't know what I've done. It feels weird. Yeah.
You've got a hernia, huh?
What's that?
So the muscle is all ripped and the stomach starts coming through.
Probably. It's just a swing.
And you need to get up to
Probably,
that.
no.
And we'll clean that plank the other day.
Yeah, it's that. Okay.
I love how we went from diagnosing a hernia to realising it was just a bit of soreness and DOMS from the ab workout he did a couple of days before. So here you see Jacob kind of grab the head, almost trying to transition into the north-south choke, but he's never done it before. So being a good training partner, I'm trying to talk him through it, and I'm saying lower your hips, kind of lower your shoulder, and he's a bit confused in which way he's going. So I even give him a little finger diagram, say like come away from me. And that's what jiu-jitsu is all about, helping your training partner, being a good training partner. And you can hear I'm choking, he actually caught me good. So obviously I'm just being gentle here. I could have kicked his leg a bit harder and guaranteed taking him down, but I didn't want to risk hurting him. I just heard a horror story of someone hurting their leg in that move, so I was a bit worried. But it leads me to say, being a good training partner isn't trying your best against someone all the time. You know, sometimes there's a risk management, I see it as. I can dive on his arm for an arm bar, but it's going to be very quick. He might not get a chance to tap before it hurts. So unless it was a competition, I'm not going to go for that move. So there's a thing called kind of like the spazzy white belt, which we all experience and we all did. It's where you feel the need to give 100% strength, like you feel that's what jiu-jitsu is, but it just isn't. It's kind of more about relaxing, figuring out the technical side of things, and understanding and thinking ahead, and baiting, pretending to go one way and going another, or pushing because you want him to push back and you're going to use his momentum against him. Lots of different things like that. But I can assure you, just brute strength is not the key for jiu-jitsu. It took me a long time to learn that myself. I actually remember coaches saying, "Mike, calm down, relax." And I'd get into positions, like a dominant position, I'd think, right, I'm going to sub him. And I would just kind of like, right, what have I got to do, what have I got to do? And I'd kind of not really remember any of the moves, because I would be in such a heightened state of, let's dominate, be on top, you got to win. That I didn't relax, and it just wasn't the way. As soon as you start being calmer and relaxing, thoughtful, methodical, controlling your breathing and things like that, you start to see, I'm in this position, I can do the armbar from here, because your brain's not going a million miles an hour. So that most certainly is my number one tip for anyone starting jiu-jitsu. Be calm, go with the flow, don't give it 100% straight away, and learn the moves, think about the techniques, and you will get there. As I posted up from the knee shield position, I did a cheeky little toe hold, which I ain't allowed to do. But we've got to learn it. Gonna have to learn it. We'll both be a brown belt one day. And here you've got two black belts flying into the scene in style, as they do, making everything look super easy. Jake and Mark, both black belts, both great coaches.
I won't be able to explain what they're doing either when I talk over it.
We got standards. You got done with that one last week, son. Come on. No, you should did. I was just talking to you to do those double legs. What? You got done with this one as well.
So schoolboy error from him. So 1 week on, I haven't finalised the video. I had a busy last week of summer, so we go back to do the same again as we do on a Sunday, and he falls for it again. So shame on you, son. I must have had a bit more energy today. as I'm doing diving kimuras and just being a bit playful with him. So although I've got his back, I decided to take it easy on him and give him a little chance to try and work his way out. Not letting him necessarily, but you know, making him work for it. You can smile while you're there. So Jake and I were discussing the kind of diving kimura. I said, yeah, you can do it, go on, give it a go. He said, I might hit you in the head. I said, don't worry about that. I have a little go, and he successfully does it on me. Although when he hooks my leg here, with the back of his knee, he should have kind of forced me to do like a banana splits. That would have been painful, but he showed mercy on his old man. He still manages to work the pass though. Fair play to him.
Nice guys, putting yourselves up.
So generally speaking at open mat, the clock would be on and everyone would go maybe 5 or 6 minutes around and then a minute and then you'd re-partner up and go with someone else. But me and Jacob have just lately been going with each other, just kind of rolling consistently for 40 minutes or an hour. We're not going ham, so you know your cardio you can have a little breather in between, have a little chat, discuss a move, refine some detail. He may not have known something, so I'll take the opportunity to teach him. Or he'll say, I like doing this, Dad, or he'll ask for some guidance on a move, or he'll say, I'm not allowed to do that yet, but you know it's a chance for us to practice a bit early. But yeah, we just giggle, messing around, having fun, which is obviously always good to do, father and son. Most things that an adult likes that a child doesn't, you know, two different worlds in that respect. But with jiu-jitsu and play fighting, it just really brings you together. It's something I definitely advocate for any father and son to do. So many benefits to it. But yeah, as I said, he's becoming so strong. He seems to enjoy trying to hurt me, I think, which makes me laugh. And he's not far away from actually being able to beat me, which will be a bittersweet moment for myself, obviously, a proud one. But yeah, it'll be a miserable time.
Even late to open mat.
So I'm trying to push his legs down, pin him down so I can get my other leg over and mount him. But I've never actually in all my years of doing jiu-jitsu experienced this defence where he kind of grabs the high thigh, preventing me from being able to get my leg over. So I thought it'd be a bit cheeky. I kind of fold his leg back behind him that you can't really see right now, give him a little tickle on the foot. He's claiming it's illegal, but have some of that, there's no ref, son.
What do you want to do? You want to work something, anyway?
That's illegal.
Huh? Is this legal?
Gives me the one choppy for tickling him, and then I finally managed to scoop the leg over so I can start turning and hooking those legs. Quite a powerful move there once I managed to get up, but he normally does well to frame. Finally take the mount. Let's have a little mess around, pretend I'm giving him a dig. A little MMA practice. So I locked eyes with someone across the room, said a little hello with a little polite nod. Jacob being nosy. Who are you saying hello to? Kids are so nosy. I pull his head up to go for that mounted triangle, but he managed to get a frame in right on the crown jewels, which makes it uncomfortable, so I kind of have to give it up. And then he supports his frame to make it even more painful down there, and he finds it funny. I have to kind of readjust. I'm like, okay, I'll get you back, son, don't worry. Little butt scoot towards him, looking to tangle him up and trip him over. Utilise this to get up, and now I'm thinking, right, come on, little MMA. Couple little slaps, pretend play fight, which kind of leads us into more physical, should I say. He's smiling away. Here we go, little pretend touch of the leg, little collar tie. Little attempt at a wrestle, back take. He tried to spin out, but I had him tight enough. About to posture up, so I can take him back down. Boomba. So much to Jacob's dismay, I like to practice a few little leg locks on him, which he's not allowed to do, and to be honest, neither am I at blue belt.
I didn't do it.
But he likes to tap early, so he doesn't know what's going on, and he feels like it's legal, etc. But we still got to teach him, haven't we? We've still got to practice these things. And inevitably one day we're going to be able to do it all, so although we can't do it in competition, we do practice those things. So kind of coming towards the end of today's session, and we kind of get into a little kickboxing play. The son does do a bit of kickboxing, and yeah, it's just fun to have a little dance with him, not actually really connecting, just tapping each other, but just practicing a few little moves on each other, just sizing each other up. I like to call this the dance. And yeah, then a little fake punch to the double leg, which Jacob wraps me up in a bit of a guillotine attempt, and I know that that's what he wants, so I let him do it because I've been trying to teach him the counter, the Von Flu, and I felt no better way to teach him than to actually do it on him. So his right arm that he's choking me with actually is trapped now, so he can't really use it to defend, and I'm dropping my right hip to put all my weight through my shoulder into his throat. And yeah, I'm actually talking to him as I'm doing it. So Jake's not too happy about the old Von Flu. He thinks it's a bit of a cheap move. Probably he doesn't give it to him. But it is what it is. So I've got to stick it on him and let him know, just so he's aware of it. But that pretty much concludes the video, guys. Just like to say thank you for everyone for watching. If you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, it does help us out. And yeah, that said, thank you very much. On to the next one. Appreciate it.
That's so hard that way, isn't it? I knew it was on the one, eh?
Help!